This podcast is sponsored by Relevant, a location-based mobile network personalized by your interests. Customize your newsfeed to consolidate all the information you care about all in one place to quickly and easily find what's relevant to you. Find out what's going on in your local area and reach your community from the palm of your hand. Relevant is available on iOS and coming soon to Android. Be the first to know with Relevant.
What's up, everybody? It's the Poorly Edited Podcast. I'm your host, Chandler Davis, and you're here with us on another lovely Monday. The weather is so nice outside.
God, what is wrong? It hasn't been this nice in a year.
Who are you?
My name is Coffee Guy. How we doing, everybody? Nice to see you.
My name's Patrick Lilly.
It's nice to see you, too.
Nice to see you.
I just met you.
This is
and I'm
crazy.
Storm Hutch. I'm just kidding. Who are you?
5 seconds in, and
I'm
you're
Lizzy
making a joke.
Kates.
And we have Josh Brennan on the camera again, not Robot Josh. Robot Josh is looming over us on a tripod.
Note
like
to Zach,
1984 in here.
Yeah.
please cut to Robo Brennan on that cue. That's just for my reference.
We have another special guest on their way. They're late.
Mrs. Coffee Guy, she's almost here.
Now you spoiled it. Storm isn't here this week because I know some of you might have thought that he was back, but he is not back. Don't worry.
I thought that. It was on the fence. I think last week I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, see you Monday. And I'm like, is he back on?
Well, we do just see him Monday
We do.
anyway.
Right.
I was confused, though. I was like,
Yeah.
am I have to...
I was, what? I was glad that when I got down here, he wasn't here. That was a load off my back.
I was legitimately shocked when he walked in last week. I told him to come, of course, because I wanted to see him. And I was just talking to Chris before we went on, and he comes in. I thought it was like one of you showing up early, and I was just like, no way. There goes that show. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a really fun show, and I know I've talked to people that have watched it. They said they really enjoyed it. I think that Storm definitely adds a little different spice, a little different flavor into the mix.
Kick it up a notch.
He's doing great. He's a professional Realm of the Mad God player now.
Yep.
He's got team, a sponsor, all that stuff. He's doing great.
He live streams every day.
Yep.
To Twitch. It's just great. I mean, I'm really happy
Check him
for
out.
him.
Twitch.tv/ Storm of the Mad God.
Yeah.
No, in all reality, he's been making music a lot. That's like the thing he's been doing the most. He's kind of gotten away from YouTube quite a bit and video stuff, and now he's just doing music. He sent me the second draft of one of his songs that he's working on, which I'm actually very into. I think I played it in the lab. You might have heard it, Lizzy. Very chill stuff. I'm a big fan. It's I don't want to say it is, but it's like in the kind of same chill vibe as, say, like a Red Flush kind of.
Wow, is that what he's dipping his feet into now?
Yeah, just that kind of mood that I'm just very into.
Cool.
That lush kind of stuff.
You think he's doing it just so you like him?
Probably it's working.
Yeah.
It's definitely working.
Huh.
And actually, a funny story. So Andrew, who is here, I think, 2 weeks ago that we filmed with, who was on the show.
Who knows when that? Oh, no, that one did go up right away, actually.
So Andrew's on the show, and Andrew, as a theater person, I met someone that he used to do shows with in some local theaters. Her name is McKenna, and for some reason, Storm is a mutual friend of ours.
Oh.
Like, McKenna knows Storm because when I put him on my Snapchat story the day that he was on the show, she hit me up and she was like, is that Storm Hutchinson? I was like, what's going on? Like, you two are not. So we were talking, and she's actually, obviously, since she did theater, she's a really good vocalist. And when I told Storm about that she said hi, he was like, wow, no, dude, she's got an amazing voice. Like, seriously, dude, it's great. And so essentially the end result has been the three of us, I was the intermediary, but the three of us are pretty much working on doing like a collab track now. Cool. She's going to DeSales, so it's going to be a bit of a long distance kind of deal. First time she's done that, but Storm has this song that he's working on that he wants somebody to feature on, and I've hooked the two of them up, and we're going to be working on that in the future, which is just crazy. It's just weird how that worked out. That I had no idea they knew each other, and now all of a sudden that's the next step.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So our other guest is here now.
Yeah, our other guest just walked in.
Hey everyone, I'm Mrs. Coffee Guy.
You look more Mrs. than ever. I think it's
Really?
What
the
does that
haircut.
mean?
Yeah, is that good?
It's good. No, it's good.
Okay,
It's a
That
good
sounds
look.
oppressive, honestly.
Yeah.
It sounds impressive.
No, it sounds oppressive.
Oh.
Way different.
I disagree on that.
Respectfully.
That's just me. Yeah,
I
all right.
respectfully disagree.
I am not oppressed.
Lizzy, are you oppressed?
I'd rather not say.
Raise your hand if you're oppressed. Josh Brennan. Only one in the room.
Yeah, well, we don't let him talk ever.
Yeah, we'll
that's
talk to him later about that. Don't worry.
well- So, do we want to talk about our creativity being dead?
I'd
Is
rather
it dead?
Because that was
Is it dead?
You know, it used to be a large staple of the first segment. We used to talk about all the cool stuff that we were doing, and now it's just seemed like we're not cool anymore. Is that true? Do you feel not cool anymore creatively?
I never felt cool.
Yeah, that's true. You never really had anything to say. Oh. No, I stopped doing
Now I feel oppressed.
the YouTube series that I was working on. Like I have a bunch of like videos that I finished and just haven't uploaded. Like there's just a ton of
Why
awful.
not?
I don't know. I don't know. It's because I'm busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, because if you do one of those instead of one of like the vlogs that we want to put up, I'll probably beat you up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have way less of an audience, even though I have like, I think I just hit 400 subscribers on YouTube, but I still have less of an audience, I feel, than like,
Nice. Look at you.
yeah.
Achievement.
No, not really.
Good for
Give
you.
yourself some credit.
No.
Does anybody come up to you and be like, "Yo, I watched your vlog, man"?
Well, I have a lot of people that I know that I don't explicitly say to go watch my vlogs have.
That's how we met.
What do you mean?
Well, I came up to you and say, "Hey, I saw your vlogs. You're wonderful."
Oh,
Yeah. Do you not remember? That was 3 years ago.
That's messed up.
were you guys together at the time?
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
we've been dating for 5 years,
I'm sorry to hear that.
or like 5.5 or something. I don't know.
5 years.
That's like-
Wait, it's 5 years
Did you
now?
just say
5.5.
I'm sorry to hear that?
That's longer than I've been
How
alive, I
dare you.
think.
That's longer than I've been alive.
Is it? You look great, dude.
Let me check the math on that.
No, I think it's always a weird feeling when anybody ever says like, "Oh, hey, I watched or listened to or whatever the last thing you did, and like I really liked it." I'm just like, "What are you doing with your free time, where you're ingesting anything that I've had a part of, like a part in?"
Bored, lonely, and sad.
Yeah, that must be just
Probably
like
where
me
they're
when
at,
I made
yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that makes sense then, because they can connect on like
guess.
an emotional level.
yeah, that's what it is.
Brain
But
sonar.
I feel the same way about this show.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So we were just talking earlier today about how friends of ours like watch the show, and then I was on Snapchat in our one group chat, and like one of our friends was watching the show, and I was like, "What? Don't do that."
Mitchell said like he recognized me from like my picture and stuff. Which
Yeah,
was strange.
and I remember we hung.
Because I didn't actually meet him, and he knew who I was, and
Yeah.
then I finally met him because reasons.
And I remember when we went to lunch the one day with one of my friends.
Oh yeah,
You-
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
which unshout out to Chick-fil-A. I'm not too keen on Chick-fil-A, but
Really?
yeah, I don't enjoy their policy. I don't enjoy their their stance on some
I second
issues.
that.
Yeah, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Let's move forward from that.
But yeah, we went to Chick-fil-A the one day, and my friend and Zach had never met before. And when he got out of the car and saw Zach, he was like, "Oh, you're from the podcast. What's up? You're a coffee guy." And Zach was like, "What?" Like,
Are you sure?
that's very weird. I
Yeah.
can imagine that was very weird.
Yeah.
So we did something fun on Thursday last week.
I don't know what Thursday was.
Yeah, Thursday seems like years ago at this
It
point.
does. So
Do you
much
know what it
happens
was?
in
Was
between.
that Extra
It was
Life?
Extra Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
We went to a what did we do, Pat?
Well,
Go on.
We did a 24-hour live stream after William Osmond's house burned down to try and raise money for him.
That was in November.
Yeah, it was in November, so it was a while ago. And we also had Extra Life's link up there to donate. So we raised $100 for them. So we got invited to like a kickoff event that they did. And we said, hey, we'll film it. We have the equipment and stuff. So they said, sure. So we went out there, filmed it, interviewed some people. It was fun.
Yeah, we did a whole road trip. It was an hour and a half away from where we live. So
And I'm really glad Josh didn't drive like he almost did,
Yeah.
because he was just able to get B-roll the whole time going up, and it was
Yeah.
really funny. It was a good time for sure.
yeah, Josh filmed the whole thing. He was our right hand man with the camera filming, and then Lizzy was doing photos, taking photos the whole time
While she was driving up,
while she was driving up.
It was a scary trip.
great shots of
All
the
over
ditch
the
we were in.
But no,
it's really hard to capture that fear of getting into a car accident. But Lizzy, she nailed it.
Yeah.
that's a really good idea for. I'm just kidding. No, but it was a fun. I don't know. I on one hand I was like, do I really? It was kind of that moment where I was like, I guess I'm going to be spending a lot of time with these people in the future. Like this is probably only going to get more frequent.
Are you sad about that?
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh man, is that really something I want to be doing? Like, no, but it was really fun,
I agree.
and yeah, I wouldn't mind if that became a very regular thing. You know, which in the future, very possible. Going to events.
Are we going steady?
Yeah, I guess you could say.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
We'll get to
I
that
think
later.
it's all of us at this point.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
shoes in the car
We're all the
too.
Amresse. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of us together now.
Yeah. Well, I guess the whole thing is what you do when you're dating someone is you just rope them into whatever it is that you're involved in. So then they have to be involved.
I
and then-
requested to be involved
Yeah.
in this.
Really? I didn't remember that.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt
She's
like,
been adamant like this entire process
Yeah.
about being a part of this.
Lizzy got hardcore roped in.
Yeah, I did.
she did.
I asked to do stuff.
Yeah, I guess you were like around for a lot of stuff as it was happening. Then you were just kind of like, I think it started out, you came to like some of the filmings, and then we would talk after the show about like, oh, we have so much stuff to edit, or like we have this and that to do, and you'd take me aside, you'd be like, I'll like do it, like I'll edit for you or something, like I want to help. And so that's just how it started. Now you're like a fully rooted in
Yeah.
person
She's in
to the team, deep in.
deep.
Official member of the group chat.
Yeah, official. Yeah,
Sorry.
That's how you know it's official.
The group chat has grown exponentially
Yes,
in
it
just a few
has.
days,
Yes.
and it's very annoying.
Yes.
So,
Very weird.
what was your favorite part of Extra Life, Chandler?
My favorite part of Extra Life was going. Oh man.
Let's talk about the venue because it was definitely an interesting place that
Yeah.
I've never been inside of a place like that before.
There's not a lot of cool stuff around here like this venue. This was kind of like a cafe setup with
Lizzy's
true.
face.
well, yeah, but there's like one or two total, you know, for like, and we live very far away, and I know that
Oh,
place you're thinking of.
Lehighton.
Yeah, Lehighton is
That's
far
not
away.
far
It's
from
pretty
us.
far
I
from
don't even
here.
know where that is.
I can't even
they
spell
don't even,
that.
Yeah,
From
they don't
here,
even.
yeah, but not from us.
Spell Contra.
You said us.
I meant us. There's just like 6 people in this room. But like on average, it's.
Yes.
But yeah, it was like this cafe, and they had. It's a tabletop kind of game thing, and they have board games, tabletop games lining the walls on the shelves, and there's tons of like tables to sit at, and you drink coffee and eat snacks, and you play board games, whether it be D&D to Trouble, or
Yeah.
We went hard in trouble.
we went
did,
really hard
yeah.
in Trouble. Yeah.
It's actually kind of hard to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Keep
forgot.
Like,
Who won?
Top-
Because you
I
and
did.
I were really close,
Lizzy won.
and then
I
Josh
remember.
took over because I was
wanna-
doing something, and
you guys
then
wanna know
Josh
a
messed it
secret?
up.
What?
This is breaking news in the podcast.
Hmm.
When Zach wasn't there, we were rolling for him.
Pat, no, don't.
Wait,
Stop.
no, wait.
That's been
wait.
weighing on my conscience. And we were rolling for you, and you got a 6.
Of
but
course
that
I
was,
did.
But that was a
'Cause
warp.
All I
So you
rolled were 6s.
Yeah.
So you hit a 6, and it would have been a warp, and you would have gone all the way across the map. So I just
Like right next to your finishing
I'm like,
place. So
I
we
mean,
were
6 is close to 5. So
It was
Ultimate
Pat's idea,
betrayal.
I swear. He was like,
Lizzy-
that looks like a 5 to me. And then
She
I was like,
agreed.
you're right.
5 and 6 don't really look that similar. That was the first time. That was this coffee guy just leaned over. I've never seen him this angry. He just leaned over the entire table at Pat.
I had a lot riding on that game. Okay.
Betting at Extra Life. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I forgot how difficult Trouble was and how annoying of a game it is.
the hardest part is pressing the bubble down.
Yeah.
With your
Pinky.
pinky.
Yeah, we were trying to do some
We were
trick
doing, like-
shots, some trick rolls with the dice by rolling with only pressing down on that very hard to press down bubble with our pinky or something. And Zach broke his pinky.
Yeah.
Had to go to the hospital. They had to
Doing
leave
okay.
early.
Yeah.
No, but my favorite part was definitely talking to the people. You know, there's the event holders, there are the people there that are just donators and supporters of Extra Life, and like gamers and stuff like that. It was really fun. We did like a little interview process with a lot of them, a lot of the big dogs on campus, and it was just really fun. I enjoyed that, just talking to them and hearing the different reasons and the different perspectives behind, you know, a charity like that, because I think it is really unique. The Extra Life is a charity where essentially they help fund sick kids who are in the hospital and stuff, so that they have the access and ability to play games, whether they be board games or video games or whatever, for entertainment while they're undergoing, their treatment or whatever, or recovering. And I think that's really important. And so it's just really cool to hear people's stories and, why they're involved and why they think that charity is really cool and special, because I think it is too. And the whole interview process was just really fun. Everybody was so fun. Like, everybody was just really lighthearted and fun and interesting and insightful.
No, I agree. It was cool.
One of the things that I thought was cool was like when they're in the machine where they have to lay still. They had a thing. For
An
their
MRI?
faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they could watch like an entire movie while they sit in there.
That was
which is
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah, because you have to. I can't imagine being a younger child and having to do things like that, where you have to sit still for long periods of time, and you don't feel well, and all that things that you might not even understand why they have to be the way they are.
And you just want to like go outside and play because the weather's nice or it's Christmas and you can't be at home. And stuff like that.
And like, that's awful. And so I the closest I can relate is that I broke my arm when I was pretty young, and I was like really laid up for a while, and like had to just like sit, like lay down and like do nothing and stuff. And I got, my family got me a SpongeBob board game during that time.
I think I have one of those.
Yeah, it was really fun. And so like that game became one of my favorite things to play, because it was, I don't know, that kind of feeling that something that little made that experience better in a lot of ways,
I had a... Sorry.
No, go on.
I had a very weak form of swine flu, and that was like a big
Really?
deal.
I had that too, but
So-
it was a bad form of it.
But like for mine, it was like I just like couldn't be around anybody because it was like I was contagious and stuff. So I got a copy of SimCity for the Wii. that carried me through that sickness.
SimCity for the Wii, that's the one where you could destroy the city with like real cool disasters,
Yeah.
like the monster and
That
stuff
was the
like
draw, which is kind of weird for a city building game.
that. Very weird. Very malicious. Yeah.
I imagine the controls
It's not great.
were a bad
They
time.
were bad.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
10
that's
though.
a city management game where you have like going through tables and stuff and like setting policies and things.
It was a lot less of that and more like build a cool city and destroy it. Like, it was a little more streamlined for that. Yeah. But it was bad.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad, but fun at the time, because I was also pretty young when I played it. And just SimCity now is also bad and totally ruined Maxis
City
as a
Skylines
company.
though.
But that was before the new SimCity that killed SimCity. Or
Was
that
it?
killed Maxis, I should
Oh,
say.
okay.
Rip Maxis.
Yeah.
What do I know?
They gave us Spore, and then they tried to destroy SimCity with DRM and always online, and then people did not enjoy it, and then bankrupted the company. Well, it didn't bankrupt them. EA shut them down.
SimCity 4 was a really good time.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
If you want to. it's
Wait,
a
is that the
video
newest
game.
one?
I don't. Is it? Pat, do a number crunch on that.
I got it. Crunching numbers.
I don't know. All I know is that I think the last one that came out was just called SimCity. They didn't have like a
Could be
number
right.
slapped on
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah. What about Sims 4? What about just Sims?
I don't know. Is this something we want to go down
No.
into? Okay.
I don't think so. Any closing thoughts on Extra Life?
Don't have any. I enjoyed the camaraderie. I enjoyed going to an event like that with you guys, and an event like that where everyone's on the same page and it's like, this is a fun thing and it's a charity for kids and like, let's have fun and film it and all that. Like, it was just really cool, and all you guys were really cool, and I can't wait to do more of it. It was a whole day, whole night experience. I mean, I got 2 hours of sleep because I had to wake up at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning for work the next day, but it was worth it.
It was awesome. And also, newest SimCity came out in 2013, just named SimCity. SimCity 4 came out in 2003.
Oh, okay. So there.
10 years apart. On that note, we're going to a break.
Wow.
There's the knowledge for you.
Here's the knowledge. We'll let you marinate in that. And we're back. Pull
Whoa.
That Edited Podcast.
Good job, Pat.
Thanks, man.
I wasn't paying attention. Can you do that again? Was it good?
And we're back. Pull That Edited Podcast.
Pretty good.
All right, that's enough.
All right.
So I think there's one big event that's coming up in our near future.
It's important to everyone in this room, I think.
Important to
Touches
everyone.
us all
Everybody
very
is going to
deeply.
be there.
And everyone's going.
The event of the year.
It's really
All
it-
viewers, all listeners are invited.
It's not even this
my,
year.
like it's probably the highlight of my year, to be honest. Like it changes everything.
This year, next year, all the years.
Oh yeah, dude.
For the next 2 years.
It's going to
Until I die.
change our lives forever.
For the better, too.
For the better.
What is that event, Chandler?
Well, I think we're all thinking it, so I might as well just say it. It's Joshua Brennan, our cameraman's wedding. Yeah, he's getting married, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Infinity War. I'm sorry.
I thought we were talking about Coachella, honestly.
Oh, then we're all okay. Never mind. I was reading this room totally wrong.
How many days till his wedding?
How many days? Let me get another. 397, I think, is the countdown. It's the final countdown.
The final
Yeah.
countdown. We'll be updating you weekly on how far away Josh Brennan's wedding is.
So is our countdown like negative numbers? Then?
Probably, yeah, I guess so. Because we're already married.
Negative.
It's just called
Oh.
counting, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I think you
I
count
could be
up
wrong.
after that
Yeah,
from how
you
long
start
you've been
over.
married. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, every week we'll let you know how many days are left. You might think that you can just subtract 7 from the number before,
I'll keep you
No.
updated.
but that's
though.
not the case.
Yeah.
Just make sure you
It's a
tune
little
in.
more
We'll let you
complex.
know.
There's
Yeah.
higher powers at play.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's what that's in May of next year. So that's a very long time to wait to be happy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I don't have much to look forward to
You're not
before
happy
that.
until then.
Right. Right. Josh, how do you feel? Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you?
10 being the worst, 1 being the best.
Wait, 10 being the worst?
Yeah, it's the storm scale.
Oh, dude. I think on a scale of Storm to Pat, I'm like they're a demon love child.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're scared and excited.
Yeah.
Okay. That's normal.
So
I would say.
I'm like very excited.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, I have to talk into the mic. I'm sorry. I'm
You've
very
been here
excited.
every week, Josh. You know how this works.
I'm very
okay?
excited. I'm not an audio person. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Aaron, if you're
Should I
listening,
do a
I'm
home
sorry.
video of you again?
Yeah. What?
Maybe.
Should I do a home video of you again, like last time you were a
Yeah.
guest?
You should definitely capture this beautiful moment, Aaron, baby. I love you.
Shout out to Aaron.
Wait,
It's too late, but there you go.
shout out to Aaron.
Is that Aaron from the Game
It's
Grumps?
too late, but there you go.
I'll get you filming me.
All right. Well, while there's a film shootout going on across from us, we just wanted to update you guys, the fans, as what was going on, in our lives. It's a very big thing for all of us here at the Poorly Edited Podcast.
We'll all be there. You'll all be
Yep,
there. It's
yep.
going to be a great time.
Well, as soon as we know the location, we will send it
leak
out to you
it out,
guys.
yeah.
We'll blow it up.
Yeah,
be
we'll just
there.
totally dox Josh's
Yeah.
wedding, and everyone can show up and crash it.
I think he
And if
actually
they-
looks nervous right now, by the
Yeah,
way.
he does.
He doesn't
And if
want
they
any of
don't
this.
crash, we could always live stream it as well.
That's true.
That's true.
He's trying to escape. It's
Oh,
not going to work.
And Josh is gone.
Yeah, he can't. No, he can't even get out. He's locked in. That's how we get him to stay. So there's Lizzy. You're a staunch expert of this next thing that we're going to talk about.
I guess. Yeah.
You're our resident. Well, I'll let you take it. What has happened that we missed? I missed. I forgot what was even going on. But you've been up to date. You've been keeping tabs on it.
Coachella 2018. It's pretty lit.
Can you walk us
How-
through the highlights quick?
Yeah.
Beyonce was there, and it's going on next weekend too, I think, as well as the last 2 weekends. And her performance was pretty good.
Yeah, she was doing some research in the lab while you were
Yeah.
in class.
Destiny's Child kind of got back together for a
Really?
little bit. Yeah, they were all there, and
weird.
Beyonce's sister was there.
I saw.
Whose name is...
I don't want to mess it
Let's
up.
look it up.
Beyond sister.
It's just-
I'm gonna say like Soulage.
Oh, I saw Ansel Elgort was there.
That's
for
a
He was
a
just
little
there.
bit.
He wasn't like performing.
Yeah, he wasn't performing.
Baby Driver.
I didn't know that Ansel Elgort, who is the star of Baby Driver, I didn't know he made music until you made me listen to his music, and I was like, "Yo, this actually goes hard."
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I guess his character is not too far off
Yeah.
in the movie. I don't know if that was part of the reason he was cat. Like it just seems too good to
Yeah.
be true. Like all of it. I don't know.
He does sound a lot different in his tracks than he does in his movies. His voice.
He does.
he
Yeah,
does.
it's very different.
He kind of like overpronounces things sometimes too, which I noticed.
Yeah. Shout out to Ansel Elgort at Coachella.
He's listening right now.
I did some research, looked up how to pronounce Beyonce's sister's name. It's Solange.
No, it's not. It's
Cilantro?
Cilantro.
Coriander?
It's Solange.
Yeah, something like
Solange.
So,
Shout out to you, Solange Knowles.
all right. I don't know.
Cardi B was also there. My voice just gave out.
I'm not a huge fan
You're
of
that
Cardi B.
excited?
I know. Yeah, she's 7 months pregnant and was twerking pretty hard on stage.
You could tell her heart wasn't in it, though.
Yeah.
Was the baby in it?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, sort of.
Do you know where the
I feel
baby
like
is?
that's good for pregnancy. Just a little bit.
Well,
A little bit of twerking?
For birth. It's good for birth.
I don't know.
The process of
We-
giving birth.
The Poor Lady podcast does not medically endorse that statement.
Yes.
Please don't
Take that with a
as
grain
law.
of salt.
I was doing some research.
Grain of
'cause
cilantro.
I wanted to know if it was good or bad, and I found a medical internet forum, so you know for certain that that information is good. Somebody said that
Read the username first before you read this.
Noodlebox1 is telling us that I would imagine twerking would increase your sex appeal, making you irresistible to men. I think that checks out, right?
Yeah.
Obviously,
I think-
yeah.
Especially while pregnant. I
Right,
think it
right.
it makes it more sexy.
But unfortunately, this could result in twins for you, or even worse, your baby could become pregnant if it's a girl. So
That's
it gets
weird.
all shaken up
and
and
then
then
she
I don't
ends
think-
with, "I don't think it's safe." So
I don't think it's safe.
I think it's a good place to end with it. I don't think it's safe.
be careful, folks.
Be careful while twerking if you're pregnant.
I can't warn my sister anymore. She just had the baby.
Oh.
well-
She's safe then.
Did anyone win the bet?
I won the bet. Yeah.
What
What
did you
bet?
actually win for that?
I get to hold him when they would first go to my grandparents' house with everyone.
Wow.
What's the bet?
The bet was when she was going to go into labor and have the baby, and I won.
And
It was on the due date.
Yeah,
so.
Sam picked the due date, and that's
That's a
when it
safe
actually
bet.
That was the
happened.
safe
However,
bet.
only 5% of pregnancies are born on the actual due date. I learned that.
Wow. Did you look that up when you were crunching the numbers to try to win the bet?
No, I think my mom told me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
Is that like the equivalent of betting $1 in The Price is Right?
I
You just guessed the due date.
You know, Zach, you know who is going to be your crutch? No pun intended. I'm sorry.
messed
When
up.
you go, like, if you guys go to the casino or something, you guys make a trip to Atlantic City sometime.
No, what, Sam,
She's gonna have your
Sam's
back.
mom?
No,
What?
you,
Oh, who?
because you did such a safe bet on the pool that you had.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to take a risky bet to make the money, yo.
well, it should
Oh,
keep
I
you
should-
grounded.
I should never go gambling. I know right now I should not.
See, I'm lucky
Yeah. Why?
with cards. I just am.
Really?
Yeah.
We should test that.
Yeah, we should.
I mean, I'm good at blackjack. But
It'd be a great
haven't
audio
played in a
gag.
couple of years.
What was the one audio? One of the extra lifers, one of the event holders told us, I think she was a doctor. Or maybe she's not a doctor, but she works for the hospital,
Yeah, I don't remember what.
the Children's
She's
Miracle
saying.
Network. She said that we should have a mime on the show.
That'd be
Yeah.
funny.
She was right on point with the kind of humor
I
that
know.
we're cultivating
She
here.
was. She made like multiple jokes.
You know what's even
Yeah.
better?
I
think
There's
she-
actually been a mime in the corner this entire time.
Whoa! Hey, shout out to the mime! Everybody say hi.
That's why you have to watch these on YouTube after the
Yeah.
fact, folks. You're
His
just
name-
gonna miss out.
His name is Lorenzo, but he doesn't want us to know.
Is it Lorenzo Music?
Is that
Oh
Lorenzo
Whoa.
now?
my God.
Lorenzo
Okay.
Music, our mime, just came into the room. No, her name is actually Amresse Farrow.
And
Is it Pharaoh, like an Egypt Pharaoh?
It's actually kind of funny because I always
it's picking up really well.
thought that I was an Egyptian princess for many years until I was about 9, which is way too long to think you're an
Yeah.
Egyptian princess. You should learn how to spell your last name as compared to Pharaoh, but to this day I kind of believe it. A little bit.
Wait. How do you pronounce Beyonce's sister's name?
Solange.
There you go.
Oh, now that makes
That makes
sense.
sense.
I thought it was Beyond's sister, so I was very.
Beyond sister.
Beyond sister.
How was you just came from a performance, actually. How was that?
I did.
I'm
Lizzy,
genuinely
scoot over.
interested.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, just Lizzy, leave, actually. Just get out.
There's a box right now.
The performance, I was doing this performance that I wasn't exactly thrilled about my exact script, but sometimes we're given what we're given, and then we need to just work with that. And my cue didn't go. I had this cue for music to
That's
hit.
not good.
Perfect.
It didn't happen.
Perfect.
Extremely disappointing. And then And then it was just me and this kid dancing awkwardly to no music.
Oh
so
my
that was
God.
upsetting. I thought the whole thing went well until a student who had never been in our class showed up at the end and sang a song. Blew us
What?
all, yeah. She
Oh, yeah,
blew
that
us
was the person we met in the
girl from
cafeteria.
Oh,
all
yeah, I just
out
met
of
her.
the water. It was ridiculous. Made us all look like crap. I mean, she was beautiful and perfect and just melodic. And made us all realize that we were kind of trash in our performance. But
Perfect.
it was really all about the professor and making him look good.
He doesn't
Making him
listen.
give you a
You don't
good
have
grade.
to. You don't have to say that. He doesn't listen to this. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fun.
When I saw you up there, like with the mic and stuff, I was like, you look like you're gonna do a TED Talk right now.
I've always wanted to give one.
On what?
We can make that happen. We have the connections.
What would
Yeah.
anyone in this room? What would you give a TED Talk
I
on?
doubt that.
What would I give a TED Talk
Yeah.
on? I'd probably
Oh,
give a
boy.
TED Talk on like, man, I don't know, like doing it, like motivation, like
There you
just
go.
like how to do stuff that you want to do and not care as much about whatever expectations other people have, and like having that within yourself, you know?
Can I share mine?
Yeah.
Go on.
No.
Mine,
Yeah, of course.
mine would be how to lose as many friends as possible by making terrible jokes.
Okay. I'm on board.
I'm
good.
really good at that, but only
You'd-
by accident.
You'd have an empty room by the end of that, I
Yeah,
think.
that's the goal. That's the goal.
I would watch that for sure. Absolutely.
That-
That would be on repeat in my playlist.
Yes.
What about you? Would it be overcoming social anxiety, Pat?
I don't know how to do that.
Still figuring that one out.
Figure that one out.
It would just be a question and answer. Like, if anyone here knows how to overcome social anxiety, like, tweet me.
Please
like,
let me
call
know.
Yeah.
The reverse of a self-help. I can't even.
Self-help.
Thank
got it.
you.
got it.
Seminar.
And then someone like raised their hand. I'm like, is that for me? And then
Look
I
behind
just
enjoy
you,
your
see if
movie.
anyone's there.
and then I just run out of the room.
He just is gripping the mic with two hands really close to his mouth and just standing really still, staring at everyone and sweating.
Well, you have to admit, being up on that stage with, like, knowing that you are giving a TED Talk, that's probably the most intimidating thing in the world. Because I feel like even more than Beyonce, like, giving a TED Talk is like, have you ever watched the most inspirational TED Talk ever?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, I can change the world right now. Of course, 5 minutes later, you're like lying with Cheetos all over your body. You're like, what have I done? But yeah, no, I would understand that, Pat. Although you are a little sensitive sometimes.
Is that
What?
your final answer?
Huh? I think that'd be funny.
It's a different format. We're going with a different format for this TED Talk. You talk.
I think mine would be dealing with your parents being sexual beings. Because I feel like we don't see our parents, our grandparents, and everything as human, like they see us, and sometimes they don't. We need to like humanize our family members and the people in our lives
Ooh,
more.
that's dangerous.
So they're easier to crush.
That sounds
Get
more
out of the way, Dad.
That sounds more uncomfortable than mine.
I feel like I'm kind of on the other side where I want to get as far away from my family as possible. I think I don't think I'm alone there, but just like let you do you
I'd
know?
like to say, in
You
case
guys
my
do
mother
you.
is listening, I love you very much. Thank you for paying all of my bills, and I don't have to do anything at all.
Is she
You're the
listening?
real MVP. She could be. She's always watching me. She's like Big Brother, but worse. It's scary. So, hi, Mom. I love you.
On that note, we're gonna go to a break quick.
The parents will be here by the
Yeah,
end.
thank you, Mom, for listening. We'll be right back. And we're back.
So, when we last left off, we were talking about Infinity War and why we don't want to see it. Pat, take it away.
Well, actually, I want to shift subjects. I don't. Chandler put this and Han Solo in the like outline we have for the
I did.
podcast about how we're not going to see him.
I didn't say we're not going to. I don't think Infinity War is going to be bad. It's just going to be another Marvel movie. And I'm not really that excited for it. I'm excited to see kind of what they do, but I'm not excited as like a Marvel fanboy. And I'm a fanboy of Star Wars, but I think that as a movie, the Han Solo film will be bad.
Okay. You're a fanboy, but Pat's the one with the Boba Fett shirt on right now.
It's true.
Well, see, I really dial it back with all the nerd culture memorabilia I wear. Although I do have many, I think Lizzy can attest, many posters in my room and many shirts and articles of
socks.
clothing and socks.
Socks?
Of Star Wars, yeah.
Wow.
I have some Star Wars socks too.
Yeah.
Underwear.
Yes,
I was
also,
thinking
that's not a
the same
joke.
thing.
That's not a joke.
Yeah.
And belts,
All
yeah.
of his undergarments are secretly Star Wars. If
Oh,
you
it's
ever
no
to-
secret.
Unfortunately.
That was a nice for me.
What?
I don't know. I think that was a really good test when you saw that I was wearing a Star Wars belt and you didn't stop talking to me.
It was a Pokemon belt.
Oh, that's right. I was a Pokemon
Yeah, you
belt,
wore that one a lot.
I do wear that one. I stopped actually because everyone made fun of me so often.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Are you being oppressed?
Oh, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. No, Lizzy really oppresses me. She makes me feel very bad about the nerd stuff that I enjoy.
No, I don't.
Well, you
I
should.
sent her a string of. I was in Walmart on my break, and I went to the electronics section. I started taking pictures of like PC game covers, and then making puns out of them, like affectionate, stuff, and sent them to her. She got none of the jokes, and then said I was a nerd. That was pretty much.
Well, the first thing I said, he said, "You're my destiny." Okay.
It was Destiny 2.
That's a bad game,
I was
though.
like, that's a Back to the Future reference.
And I was like, that's not the point. What do you?
You started off with Destiny 2?
No, I didn't start with
no,
that.
that was like the last one.
I sent a picture like World of Warcraft, and I was like a couple like quests together, stays together,
Oh, you should have
stuff
been.
like that.
You should have done
It
You're
was
My
deliberately
World,
cringy.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but I was essentially saying, can you please play video games with me? I think is more where I was coming from.
You
That's a
got
red
rid-
flag for me. That's definitely a red flag. Like I there's this app called Tinder. I guess people actually go out and date and talk to other human beings. So I've
I'm more of a
heard.
Bumble guy myself.
And if somebody said those kind of things on their Tinder app, I'd be like, well, that's a serial killer, and I would report them
I don't
to
know.
the,
I'm into
the
that
website.
though. So
Yeah, I know. All women just want serial killers in their life. No, but Chandler's not a serial killer. It took
Yeah.
me
That
a
we
little
know
while to
of.
figure that out. But he's a good guy.
I'm very good at hiding it.
Very good.
I'll be
I'll play
upset if
video
that
games
comes
with
out.
you.
You'll be upset if you will be upset only if like I fail at the cover. You won't be upset that I'm a serial
No,
killer.
I
that I'm
just
found out.
need you to not go to prison right now. Is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
Yeah, we're
I-
kind of there's some stuff riding
we all
on you.
rely on you not to go to prison. Maybe in like 5 years you can go to prison.
Oh man.
Does that work into your schedule? 5 years?
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. More to come here with the Poorly Edited podcast.
So
Next up, we're gonna have a countdown for Chandler's prison sentence.
very soon, if things progress the way they have been, it's going to be
This
a very.
is the second week in a row we broke Josh. By the way.
Yeah, you're fired. I think. Actually.
Fired.
His pants were too tired. He can't do it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No,
Not anymore.
that's unfortunate. That was an unfortunate joke.
So you're shopping
Oh,
for
we have a bad joke though?
yeah.
Amazing.
I wish I had that in real life, just
Yeah,
so people could
no.
check me on a regular
Yes.
basis, because it would just
Check
be
me.
bells. Yeah, it would just be like, check yourself before you wreck yourself with that joke. And people would just go around bell checking me all the time.
You know what? Actually, something I thought of is that we might make a mobile. I'm the only one that's in the program. Might make a mobile app where it's just a soundboard and that's the only sound. So you just download. You can have that on you at all times. Just be like the bell sound. That exact. We want to record it.
There is one of
And
those
have-
apps.
Yeah, but no.
Has to be,
Not
yeah.
branded.
There
It's not
already is
Poorly Edited Podcast branded. Dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna just have Pat's face in the corner,
We'll need
just
to look
staring
at,
at
the
you.
copyright
No, can I be the
infringements
bell?
on
No,
that.
when you click it, his face pops up.
Oh, okay.
Can I
Yeah.
just be on the bell? Can it be my like a circle with my face
Yeah,
on it
sure.
rotating, and when you press it, it's the bell?
If you press it too many times, you have to go to a commercial break, and we'll
Yeah.
be right back. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I have that ready if you're.
So, what were you gonna say, Pat? You got cut
So
off.
you're talking
rudely.
about hanging out in the PC section of Walmart like a nerd.
Yeah,
You're doing some PC shopping, I heard.
I am doing some laptop
That
shopping.
was a poem.
Yeah, we already went over
Yeah, it was. Is that a Storm poem?
What are we talking about? I wasn't paying attention.
Storm read his poem
Last week.
and it was very bad, and I didn't have the heart to tell him.
Well, we're telling him now.
Well,
Clearly.
he's gonna have to find out indirectly because I'm
He's gonna have to listen.
two-faced.
He doesn't watch the show.
Well,
You kidding me?
and he shouldn't.
I
'Cause
just
he's
started
fired.
watching the show.
I know.
Yeah, and I
We
was
appreciate
in
it.
Indiana University, Pennsylvania this weekend.
Ooh, try not to hit the mic.
Sorry about that. So I was there this weekend. I had a 5-hour drive, and I thought, I'll leave at about 8 o'clock yesterday evening, and then I'll get home like in a nice time. But instead, I left at 6 a.m. and just came straight here. And the entire time, the 5-hour drive was alternating between KOD, J. Cole's new album,
Nice.
and the Poorly Edited podcast. So that's a really up and down kind of.
Which one was better?
Ooh. KOD. J. Cole.
That's fair.
J. Cole, definitely.
For a
I
second,
mean,
you're like, should I tell them? Should
Yeah.
I not?
no.
Is that mean?
It's a good album.
I wouldn't be surprised if you got a quarter of the way through one of our shows and you're like, you know what? J. Cole's new album isn't great, but it's better than this. So that'll be the rest of the ride.
That's exactly what happened at 7 a.m. this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to I apologize directly to anybody who has or intends on listening to the show. And I did that at Extra Life several times. They'd be like, yeah, I just subscribed. And I'm like, I'm very sorry.
I feel like you were confusing them too.
They didn't get the joke, and I just left it like that.
That's a thing that you get the joke if you listen to us, but if you're just starting to listen to us, we make that joke, and they're like,
I feel like it's to introduce them.
It's just to underrepresent yourself.
Right.
It's just to make everyone know that or think that you are absolute trash, that you have no editing skills.
What do you mean think?
What?
It's just fact.
No, I'm sorry, fact.
Right.
No, that
They
you guys
even made like
have no
poorly
good
edited
content.
jokes.
They
So
did.
I'm surprised.
and
that they
badly
didn't pick
edited
up on
jokes.
Yes.
Your expectations have to be
Rock bottom.
Yes.
In order to enjoy this
like,
content.
to enjoy this, they have to be very, very low, and then we might take it to like 1 inch further, and you're like, oh, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was at the depths of hell, but it just raised a little bit
That's
more.
been our whole angle since the beginning.
I like that. As soon
Congratulations.
as we got to Extra Life, we're like, yeah, we're the podcast people, and like the one lady introduced us as the badly edited podcast,
Yeah.
and Zach's like, it's a better name. We should do that.
Yeah.
That was you, not me, Chandler.
Well, yeah, it was fine. I was just going to wait. I was going to see if you took credit, and I respect
it's
that you
fine.
didn't. So, thank you.
It wasn't a good idea anyway.
That was actually my joke.
I'll
take credit.
It was actually Sam's joke. Yeah. Josh has
is
to leave.
leave.
Josh has to go
Bye,
get married.
Joshua.
The wedding's
Bye.
actually today.
Yep.
So
297 minutes.
away.
300.
309. That was
sorry.
close. You almost had that joke.
100 off.
Bye, Josh. And now we just have Robot Josh in
Robo
the.
Brennan.
Robot
Yeah, it's
Josh.
Yeah.
Robo Josh.
Hi, Robo Josh. It's
Yeah.
a little scary.
Yeah, we're actually teaching him how to learn on his own and feel human emotions. So we're seeing how that goes.
Me and the stand.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more of a challenge with Pat, but I have some optimism.
The robot is picking up faster on the human emotion part.
Yeah, with the confidence and the self-esteem, the robot is nailed that a little bit more than
Robot
Pat
Josh,
has. But
he came here wearing a suit today. I don't know, dude. He's really getting
looks
into
sharp,
it.
man.
He looks really good. Pat, on the other hand, Boba Fett
Boba
shirt.
he asked me how my day was and how my mom's doing.
And you're like pretty sexual.
Pat cried when he saw me walk in the room.
I'm starting to cry right now.
Did you say that I was? You asked if I was in the market for a new laptop, and I think that was as far as I got into that.
Then it turned into me being made fun of.
Yeah.
Crying and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what it's like here on the poorly edited. No, you're the new Storm. I would say definitely.
Oh,
all right,
wow.
Dad.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I just mean in terms
I'll
of
take it.
somebody.
Somebody has to be
Storm
the
is an
punching
important
bag.
part.
Honestly, when you brought me on in the beginning, I thought it would be me from the beginning. I'm glad I had some time that wasn't me. I could adjust.
Yeah, I find it. Zach said a few days ago that he thought Storm was very cool.
Oh,
when
I
he
was
first met him.
absolutely intimidated by Storm.
I
when
thought
first met
Storm
him.
was cool as well. Yeah.
I don't
You
know
talked
about
to him for
cool,
too long, and then you're
but,
like, ooh.
I was intimidated by him.
Say which one about Storm, but he defies the odds.
I wasn't intimidated. Okay. No, I wish I had that intimidating factor. I think I'm just scary and odd.
Oh.
And most people are afraid of me.
Storm's afraid of you.
I would
Yeah, but
not doubt
Storm,
that. I would
He's
not
kind
doubt
of
that.
a scaredy cat.
He is.
Love you, Storm.
Love you,
Love
Storm.
you, Storm.
So, Pat, are we changing your name to Lightning then? In replacement of Storm?
That's good.
This is what I live with. I love you, Sam.
Get out now. I'm kidding. Nothing but love.
I know. It's okay. I'll leave. I understand.
So you ever gonna talk about your PC,
Yeah,
your
sure.
laptop?
Well, because I've realized that I need to get a laptop because I'm never home to work on anything. So having a desktop doesn't matter. I've been building up my desktop setup just to not use it. Like I finally got to the point where I'm like, yes, I have 3 monitors. Just like I'm living the dream. I got some decent specs. Like awesome. Never home. Never using it. So I have to buy a laptop, and I found a really good deal on a 7th generation i7 quad core. And it's really cheap, and I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on that when I get paid. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be speeding through Google Docs with the GTX 1050 Ti.
You'll need that for Google Docs.
I'll be working on a spreadsheet so fast.
I love this, Amresse, because this is what you talked about like an hour ago
Yeah.
with us.
Amresse just told us in the lab earlier. She was like, "If you guys could, you have really good content. You guys are funny until you start talking about nerd things that nobody cares about or understands."
Yeah.
Exactly
I
what
feel
you're
really
talking
smart for understanding this.
About.
Sam built her own computer.
Really?
I did, yeah, it was fun.
Now
Was
I'm
it-
intimidated.
No,
You're like the
honestly,
whole package
it's-
here.
It's as simple as building IKEA furniture, really. Anyone can do it.
Well,
If-
Certain
if you
IKEA
know-
furniture. I know for a fact Sam had a harder time with building her desk than her computer.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
but IKEA furniture doesn't necessarily mean quality. No offense to IKEA. If you ever want to sponsor us, we're down.
I like their meat. I like their meatballs.
Everybody
Meatballs.
does.
Yeah, I could get lost in there for hours.
Did everyone forget
They
the
have
whole?
arrows.
Did everyone forget the whole their meatballs are made with horse meat thing that happened? Because I still make that joke. That happened many years ago, but that
What's
was a
wrong with
real
horse
thing.
meat?
We can't
All
talk
right.
about that. We're going to
I
a break.
have no
Well, we gotta
problem.
go to a
Cutting
break.
you off. Like he's knocking on our door right now. And we're back
Ah.
for the edited podcast.
Okay, so when we left off, we were talking about IKEA, Swedish
Yeah,
meatballs,
we-
horse meat, all that super exciting. That's super exciting stuff. I just wanted to bring up one thing is that there's this new phenomenon at IKEA that they've had to up the ante with their security because it's a huge event, a huge thing that people break into IKEA or sneak in, and they hold sleepovers. It's a challenge. It's a vlogging challenge.
Oh, you're talking about like 24-hour forts
I've done
in
that.
IKEA?
You've done that? Well, you're not allowed to do that? That's
They
a-
let me in. The K-pressure one?
No,
you
no,
stay
no. This is
overnight?
not allowed.
Yeah.
This is completely illegal.
They
You
pick
understand
like
I'm joking, right?
Oh, I thought you were so cool there for a
Got
second.
you.
I was like,
I'm not
oh,
that
this
Can we
girl is
24
so
hour
Clearly, I'm
cool.
not that cool.
It's
a
scary.
vlog?
I saw this guy. He like duct taped himself into a cabinet, and like he had to.
Oh,
He
God.
was stupid. Okay, he had to like undo it because he couldn't breathe, and like he had to be really quiet so the security guard wouldn't hear him.
I don't want
and he
this to-
brought the loudest snacks, like a bag of chips. He was like,
Nice.
"Ooh, I gotta like."
I wouldn't want it to turn into a where the heart is thing with Natalie Portman, where it's like a Walmart baby. It's just like a one fun evening, not because you don't have a home. If you don't have a home, I'm sure there's contact us online. We'll help you out.
A soup kitchen or homeless shelter will
we're
help
gonna
you.
on that note, we're gonna jump into a game.
This is called Build Your Own IKEA Furniture. We have a desk over here. Whoever built it first.
Yeah.
This is, so we have two couples here.
Oh, no.
We should put, yeah, I don't know if we ever actually said that.
Who
or
are
whatever.
the couples?
I'm the only single one here, right?
Coffee guy, Mrs. Coffee guy.
Wait, you guys have been... What?
What?
I didn't know you guys were dating.
Joke. All right.
And who else?
Chandler and Lizzy.
We don't have cool names
This
like
whole time?
Coffee Guy, Mr.
Well,
Coffee Guy,
cool. I don't
or
know.
Mrs.
I
Coffee
don't know.
Guy.
No.
No, we decided on
Landler.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
What is your name? Pat and your girlfriend?
Fiona.
Fiona. That's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
really
It's
is.
gonna be
Fiona
weird.
Gallagher.
Weird to
What?
put. Oh, I
Okay.
love her.
Or
Yes.
Fiona from Shrek.
All right.
They're
She
both
hates
Fiona
that.
Because she's
But
never
not like
heard
the
that
ogre.
show.
All right.
Kind.
My name's Amresse. I'm single. I like
Long walks on the beach.
I like long walks on the beach. I
Building
like
IKEA.
Beyonce. I like strong political discussions that usually end in somebody walking out. And I like pet rats. Hit me up.
You're
if you're
allergic to them,
interested.
too.
I'm allergic to a lot of the things that I like, and that's life. I think
That is life.
we like what we
I
can't
understand
have.
that.
I'm allergic
right?
to dogs and cats, and Lizzie has 40 of them,
No,
and
I
so
don't.
I never go to her
I
house
have
anymore.
plenty of them.
Close to 40. You're pushing 30 at this point, right?
I guess if you count all of the animals I have, yes.
Of course you count them.
I mean,
Of
like
course.
just cats. We're talking 20.
That's not a joke.
Still a
Anyway.
lot.
It's not a joke.
Uh,
All right, back on track.
Anyway,
I got this
One of the
game.
questions is how many
We're gonna
cats
make it.
does Lizzie
I
have?
thought about that. All right. All right. So I'm gonna ask both couples a question. You give me an answer. I'm gonna judge the answer.
You're going to judge the answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna award
scared.
points.
I'm
Okay.
Ready?
wait, why don't both of you judge the answers?
What?
Both this.
All right. Anyway,
Okay. Nope.
Let's just move.
But
let's move. All
The
right,
show's over.
Show's over.
I'm not a good judge of relationships or what one should or should not do.
I don't want to leave you out of this, though. I mean,
That's very sweet.
All right.
Jared. No, I'm fine.
okay.
So Chandler and Lizzie, when's your anniversary?
I think I can answer this better than they can. I can answer
should
this
we?
day,
No,
actually.
No,
But
wait.
cheating.
Are we talking
There's
about
an official.
I
Like
can't
you're
answer
dating.
day.
The first,
when we first started
like your
dating?
first, dating
Dating.
day. You don't know.
Oh,
either.
when we were like, we're
February
officially on
14th.
date.
Steady.
It's
No.
February 14th.
No. It's
When we officially started dating was what?
March 13th.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna give that 1 point.
How many points is it
Chandler
worth?
had no two,
Okay.
maximum of 2. Chandler doesn't know when.
I think that's
So-
that's what you said.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
That was imposed by Chandler, and he doesn't.
No, I mean like that's I don't remember the context of that. I
Alright,
believe that was the day
Alright.
that I asked you out officially.
Alright. Other group 2, group coffee.
All right, September 14th, 2012.
Oh,
Aren't we like supposed to say it at the same time or
Oh,
something?
okay, let's do
I
it again.
believe you.
Yeah.
Wait, 18 minus 12. Doesn't that equal 6? Is that 6 years?
5.5.
It's 5.5 currently.
God bless.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Alright, so they get 2 points because they both knew.
okay.
You know what?
All right, what is?
Do you think I don't know my anniversary, Pat Chandler?
After this,
Don't even start.
did it.
Don't even start with me.
First hat I've
But you
ever
guys have been
gotten.
together for 5 years. We've been
Don't-
together for like 2 months.
No, I'm saying this because he's giving me crap for calling him Pat, and he calls me Pat all the time.
But I'm more important,
Wait.
marginally.
I don't care about your
Alright.
importance.
Next question.
should I call you Pat?
You can call me whatever you
Ooh,
want.
that'd make it
What
weird.
is your partner's favorite food?
Oh my god. She literally just tried steak for the first time in my house last night.
What?
That's
Like I'm not
No,
joking.
I tried
mind-blowing.
steak
Okay.
before. I had a good steak.
You
last
ate the
night.
first full steak of
Yes.
your life.
To answer the
last
question.
night. So, in short, very picky, more even than me, and I never thought I'd meet someone like that. So it's so hard. I believe it's like, dude, this is gonna be wrong. Oh no, it's something that I'm not too fond of. I think.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
Pork. You really like pork.
I do.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite
That's
food?
like your top.
Is that your
Yeah.
favorite?
That's a weird
I
thing
don't really
to.
have a favorite.
Alright.
Pork's
But that's
one
your
of them.
go-to.
Yeah,
That's alright.
steak
Hi,
is-
what's your favorite
steak
food?
is-
What about Chandler?
Pork.
Steak?
Right.
For
Steak.
me?
Yeah, for you.
Is that? Be honest. It's being submitted to court too. So
No, yeah. If steak's like a delicacy, although I eat chicken probably the most. So,
so
I
is
mean,
chicken your favorite?
I would probably say chicken is more.
I'm
my
not
favorite.
talking about
That's
convenience.
another 1 point.
Or what you eat the
Well, that-
most.
you guys
What do
plays
you
a
like the
part.
most?
I guess I don't know.
All right.
Whatever.
Coffee couple. What is your favorite? Your partner's favorite food?
It's mac and cheese for you.
It really is. It really is. Tied with lasagna though.
All right, and then what is it? What is Zach's favorite food? Zach, you
I-
can't answer.
I don't even know my.
Exactly.
I don't
food,
know.
so-
I've seen him eat too many foods to.
I don't even know if I
choose.
have a favorite food.
There you go. So I win. That's the right
All right,
answer then.
I'm sold. They win.
That doesn't make any sense.
I feel like I
They
should
win.
get to answer like questions about myself.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
Amresse, what
Amresse?
is Amresse like?
All right, Amresse, what is your favorite food?
Hey, this is Amresse. I like candy, so and I'm single, so
Not a
y'all
food.
come up to me with some candy
That's worth
and
the
some
points.
puppies. I'll jump in your van.
That's not a food group.
All right.
It's not a food group. You're right. Sorry.
Candy. All right. What is an embarrassing fact about your partner?
Oh,
Yes.
Exact.
Look at this question. Just take the.
Can I confer with her really quick?
No, no conferring.
Oh.
You just punch the mic.
what? Sure.
I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, but I
I've
just thought
accepted it by now.
I thought it was an interesting fact that Lizzy was actually artificially inseminated.
What?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay.
I'm a test tube baby.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy,
They
dude.
wanted you.
Yeah.
They really.
Clearly.
You were not an accident.
Yes.
All right.
Which is not something I can ever relate
That's
to.
not something I can ever relate to.
I'm not really sure.
All right. What's Chandler's? Do you have an embarrassing fact about Chandler, a story or something?
I do.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Is this one appropriate?
That's 1 point.
Most stories involving
No, I
her
don't-
probably aren't.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Let me think of something.
No.
I might have something that's actually
No, we're-
pretty school appropriate.
I gotta keep going.
Okay.
We don't have a ton of time left. What
That's a
about you?
safe bet for
All
me.
right, coffee couple. What about?
I don't even have one yet. So do you have one?
After 5 years, nothing
know,
embarrassing
years.
There are a
has
lot of
happened.
embarrassing things that come out in 5 years, all right?
Yeah,
There's-
but like.
It's hard to choose just one. I have one from before I met you. One time he was drinking and he wanted it to be more flavorful, so he put an unpeeled orange in his drink.
What?
And
That
also,
checks out.
mine is I can't high five to save my life.
I wasn't
I-
in.
I can't high
She
five.
can't high five. You want to high five her?
I've tried before.
Really, no.
Go ahead.
I'm
High
gonna be
five me.
embarrassed.
No, do it.
Do it for, that was
That was
good.
bad.
Bad.
What?
That was good.
Honey,
That's 1 point.
I feel like I'm gonna hand her my card after the show and be like, listen, if you ever want to talk or practice high-fiving, like, I'm here for you.
Bad,
Women need
right?
to support each other. It's okay. I have way more embarrassing
Your,
things about
your,
basketball.
your face was just.
Pat is getting so fed up
Your
with being
face
the
was just pure
wrangler for this
pity.
side of the table.
This is terrible.
Let's ask Pat a question. We should get his girlfriend on the line, like, who wants to be a millionaire? Like,
right,
are
next
you
question.
right?
Next question.
Chandler and Lizzy, when's your partner's birthday?
No, your
Oh,
birthday
I know
is
I could
November.
answer all these questions for them.
No.
I hate you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's October 23rd or 4th.
No.
27th.
Yes.
I was gonna say
You got
27th
there.
the first.
Are there 31
It's
days?
September 18th, right?
For me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm giving you guys
what?
full points for that.
Did you get it right?
I did, yeah.
It took me. All right. I got it though. I don't know why I said I don't know why I said November the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Coffee couple.
Okay.
When's your partner's birthday?
She was born on February 12th, 19... No, I won't give away your age.
Hey, don't do that.
Whoa.
He was born 20. If I'm doing the math right, 27 days from now, which is May 19th.
Wait, you're not born yet?
Yeah.
Nah,
Whoa.
I'm yet to have been born. I'm
Yeah.
still in the test tube, as they say.
Is that true, Zach?
Yeah.
I should correct. All right. Full
No,
points.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
was
sure
born
right
on the
about
19th
the
of May.
math
Yeah.
because I don't really know what day it is.
As long as you got the
Neither do
day
I.
right, that's all that matters.
23rd?
I never know what day it is.
Are there
All right.
31 days this month?
Who cares?
All right, how did you guys
Moving
meet?
on.
Oh, like
I met
relationship wise or like for the first time?
Yeah.
ever?
I met Lizzy for the first time about it. What was it over a year ago now or something?
In class?
Yeah, in class we had TV and studio production together, and I went into that class. Lizzy was obviously the most attractive and cool girl that was there. Like I enjoyed everything she said about like movies and stuff. I was like, wow, a cool girl likes movies. It's awesome. But I resigned myself at the time. I was like,
That's how we
literally
hit on her.
He's
Wow,
never
cool
talking
girl.
to her.
Never
talking
talked to
her.
anyone,
Scared.
actually.
That's
Yeah.
how
So
you get the
scared.
girl. You're just like, she's perfect.
I remember like
No talking.
Chris and I wanted to be friends with you, and you just kind of just sat
I
there.
was so scared and sad
That
all the
sounds.
time.
I like that story. You get points. All right, what about you guys?
Ours is kind of more complicated.
I mean,
than
I
that.
guess we technically first met in 9th grade. We had a
Yeah.
biology class together, and then just like we weren't friends or anything. We
No,
didn't
we're
talk to
just,
each
like,
other until.
classmates, friends-ish.
And then I guess we like formally met, I guess, at a mutual friend's graduation party.
Yeah, Derek's graduation party.
Yeah, Derek. So you guys know
Yeah.
Derek, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Me and Derek go way back.
yeah.
But there was a time in, I think it was 11th grade. Hold
Ah.
on. In 11th grade, we had gym class together.
Yeah.
And he had a crush on me.
I
then.
did.
Oh,
Ooh.
Do you want
He
it
didn't
to?
say anything,
Do you want it to
though.
get really sappy?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
sure.
I saw her, and I immediately knew that I would fall in love with her if I met her.
What?
Dude, they're getting more points than you guys for that.
Come on.
That's so, no, they deserve the extra points. That was beautiful.
If that didn't work out, I would never be able to tell that story because it's creepy as anything. But like,
You guys got 3 points for that one.
Did you?
Touch my
So
heart.
is that the end?
No, there's one more.
Okay. Well, I'll save that question if you have time.
Would you trade your partner for me?
No, 100%
Hey,
no.
Lizzy,
What would I even gain from that?
Zach,
no.
Sam.
I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, you
I
don't
mean,
have to.
most people confuse us, so maybe it's
Yeah,
just
they're
like
the same.
You might not
To
even
clarify,
notice.
the answer's no.
I feel like you set that
None of
one
you guys
up.
get points.
I feel like you set that one up. I mean, that must have really hurt just now. I mean, why would you put yourself in that position?
That's all right.
No, that's okay. I'm fine.
That's fine.
I'm fine.
I'll
I'm
just
fine.
go. Yeah, I'm
Let's
gonna
get
cry
Fiona on
later.
the phone, see if she would trade in for any of us.
He's got a good poker face. I'll give him that. He's keeping it together right now on the other side of the table.
Are you kidding?
I'm
He's
crying on the
tearing up.
inside.
Oh.
All right.
And
wins?
on that note, that's
Do you know, can you guess who wins?
Whatever, dude. You guys been dating for
Someone
5
who
years.
remembers their girlfriend's birthday.
Oh, right.
The official
embarrassing story about me is I sometimes forget Sam's birthday.
winner. That's
That's
messed up.
true. He went to go pick up a prescription for me, and he couldn't tell the person my date of birth. But I knew the guy, so
Yeah.
he just kind of let it slide.
Nice.
That's weird. All right.
That's weird.
So
That's
in
illegal.
recap, the coffee crew did win.
Even my mom reminded me that your birthday's coming up.
That's good to know. All right, Chandler and Lizzy, you lost.
Okay, dude, I get it.
You're the inferior
How many points
couple.
did we get?
Well,
You
that's
got
5 years going against 2 months, so like.
you got 10 points. They got 7. Amresse got 1.
How many points did I get?
1.
2000.
I had another answer to something. You asked
Go on.
when was it that you meant?
When did you
Like
meet?
another-
When did you
I-
meet yourself?
When did I meet myself? That was November 16th. No,
Is that also your birthday? That's two questions.
I don't have. There we
Double
go.
points.
2 points. I'll
I
give
don't
you-
have a significant
you got 2
other,
points.
but like the other day, I went to go see The Waitress on Broadway, which was like the last show that was with Jason Mraz and Sarah Bareilles. And I'm not like a fangirl person, but I literally ran into Victoria Justice. It was the first time I met her.
It's a real
And
thing.
a
I
good
was
point.
like, hi. And then I followed her. And then I accidentally followed her into the bathroom. And
That's weird.
Accident.
the show was great. And
Well, Amresse gets 5 points now. She answered.
That's ridiculous.
Super creepy and asked her for a picture in the bathroom.
trying to
we
keep
gotta-
it cool, you know.
Knock on the stall. Hey, do you want to take a selfie?
I don't want to be weird or anything, but all right, we gotta wrap up.
Okay. Okay, Pat. We'll
This
wrap
happened-
up.
Where can we
This
find you,
happens
Chandler?
all the time because, like, if I'm trying to hang out with Chandler or Lizzy, really any of you type of people,
What's that supposed to mean?
you people, whenever we're hanging out, no one can walk away from the situation.
Oh, yeah.
When it's time to
Well, I'm
leave,
trying to
we
now,
will
and you're
sit
kinda-
Pat, we will sit in a parking lot. We will stand in the middle of a highway, but none of us want to walk away first. And we've gone to say goodbye to each other and then kept the conversation for an hour straight in the middle of a freezing cold parking lot. So
That sounds- yeah, it
on
sounds
that
familiar.
note, I'm just
Yeah.
like, just walk away.
All right.
Where can people find me?
Yeah.
Check me out on Instagram.
Wait, can I add mine? Can I add mine?
Yeah.
I want,
Instagram
I want
if you
this to
want.
be like right below me in the video right now.
We don't have the budget for
Not gonna
that.
happen.
Hi,
Hit the button.
Amresse on Instagram.
Believe it or not, that's actually my Instagram as well. No,
No
mine
way.
is
Amresse.
Sly Elliott on Instagram, and that's really the only place I'm active right now. Also, go check out everything Poorly Edited Podcast, and make sure to follow like our Instagram and social media at Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube because very soon we're gonna be doing a lot of crazy stuff, and you definitely want to be around for it.
Big news.
So really
Very,
big
very
stuff.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And again, we're sorry when you do follow all those pages.
Yeah.
We
Amresse is actually
apologize.
a part of the crazy news stuff, so you'll unfortunately be seeing more of her.
And I'm sorry for that too.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, you.
Myself?
Yeah, everyone promote
Go for it.
You can follow me on Space Salvage on Instagram. I do collectible artwork, reused artwork and things like. Well, not reused artwork, but from recycled materials and things. And hopefully that can kick off soon. But I haven't done much lately. Sorry about that.
All right, Zach, where can we find you?
If you wish, you can find me on Clapsync on Instagram.
I came up with that name just to.
She did.
It's a
Great
really good name.
That's another
That
point.
somehow isn't taken.
Lizards_K.
That's good. I like it.
I was gonna make that mine, but it was taken.
Oh,
Lizard.
Lizard.
no,
It's
lizards.
lizard.
Lizard.
No, stop.
She's lizard.
Lizzers.
We'll need to work on pop-ups on the screen at these exact moments.
Yeah, we'll
That's a
figure
good
it out.
idea.
It's really tough
You're
technology that we don't know how
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
we
We're
have the
gonna-
budget for
Well,
that.
Zach's the one that edits it, so
All right,
that's
see you
more
next
work
week,
for him.
everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, catch you then.
See you. Thanks for listening.
Mondays at 4.
See ya.
Mondays at 4.
Mm.
Mondays at 4.
Monday.